Okay, welcome back everybody. You're watching the Premier League Season 3. My name is Triumph Man and I will be casting Game 2 between No Tidehunter on the dire side up against Team Dignitas on the ready. Now, No Tidehunter, they did a very good job of completely crushing Dignitas in Game 1. Now, I've got to mention that, firstly, these two teams have played in the past. 10 days ago, in fact, the joined Dota Masters. Dignitas were the victors in that situation, but I need to give special mention to the fact that in the past, No Tidehunter, they have run into situations where they have run into some serious issues against offensive Dirge tri-lanes. Now this is really, I mean seriously screwed them over. They've lost several games to this offensive Dirge tri-lane, and last match they came up with a great counter, and it was really pretty much just picking a semi-carry, a ranged semi-carry, who could stand back and be really hard for them to gain. And that way he actually got his farm happening. And in this case, it was Leshrac. Now, that was a very nice response from Envy. And No Tidehunter said that they're mostly viewing this as sort of a training scenario more than anything else. So, as it turns out, they've come up with something definitely really good at solving one of the scenarios that have caused some issues. However, continuing on though, Dignitas, they open up with that Sven ban. Of course, No Tidehunter, they are well known for their Sven, really. In fact, Sven actually becoming really popular as of late within the last couple of weeks or so. A lot of teams picking him up, but of course we've seen Loader play Sven time and time again. So, no real surprise of Sven getting banned out. In fact, actually, No Tidehunter banning him first last match, but No Tidehunter have gone with the Darkseer ban again. Now, the question is, will Bulldog get his hands on the Syllabear, or will we see another respect ban from Dignitas? Now, they did ban Syllabear in Game 1, the Lone Druid. So we'll see what they've got planned here, but, you know, considering how annoying Envy was on Wisp, they might even ban that out, or they could go for the Wisp themselves. They do have first pick this time around, so we'll see what they've got decided. No, it's going to be Templar Assassin, of course. S4 tore them a new one with that Templar Assassin. They tried to go with the Storm Spirit mid, but in all honesty, Storm Spirit mid has become a rarity just because, well, Batrider and Templar Assassin, two really common solo mid heroes, completely crush him. And we saw a great example of that last match, which was, unfortunately, Snaking going up against S4. And Snaking was at Storm Spirit up against S4's Templar Assassin, and it went pretty predictably. Unfortunately, Snaking spending nearly 9 minutes as a solo mid trying to reach level 6, getting completely drilled. He even tried rotating the top lane and got messed up there. Templar Assassin just showed up there as well, ganked him again, and just delayed his level 6 even further. Definitely a really frustrating game for Snaking. In fact, the only lane that Dignitas managed to win last game was Queen of Pain's solo lane versus the Bounty Hunter, Bulldog playing the Bounty Hunter in all. And when it came to that mid-game, she was not able to exert enough pressure to turn things around. It all came down to S4 tearing everybody apart with the Templar Assassin. Now, what have we got coming up next, though? We do have a ban here from No Tidehunter. They're taking their sweet time about it, and I guess they're deciding what to get rid of. They're really trying to think this one through here. We'll see what they decide to pick off. Now, Batrider is available if they want to ban out that. In fact, they might even try and prevent Dignitas from getting their hands on the bat first. Of course, we've also got Jakiro left. Jakiro has eaten the first ban, who had been picked off in the first series bans quite a few times. However, as of late, especially since Sven has started becoming a bit of a priority, Jakiro has been falling off on that initial ban quite a bit. In fact, a lot of teams not really picking him, well, really getting as worried about him as they were before. Okay, apparently Envy is just taking his time here, and it's gonna, oh, I say that, and then Jakiro gets banned out, so never mind. Jakiro will get picked off there, and they go for the Batrider first pick. There we go, Dignitas getting their hands on that. So they've got either, well, it could be a mid, we don't know, but it looks like No Tidehunter have decided to go with an Undying pick. We'll see what they've got planned here, whether Undying is going to be some sort of semi-support, or if we'll get given a solo lane, or even if he'll get played as a primary farmer in a Trine like we saw Dignitas try to do last match, but unfortunately really didn't work out for it. And they get their Lone Druid as well for Bulldog. So we'll see Bulldog playing his signature hero. The question is whether or not he'll manage to play it well, but there we go. Bulldog probably going to be suiciding with the Lone Druid, so we'll probably see that happening. I'd say it's got a good chance of happening. I'm just wondering if we'll also see we'll see Tidehunter get banned. In fact, you know, for the name, No Tidehunter don't actually ban out Tide all that much, to be dead honest. And I think it's just coming down to the fact that Tide isn't as popular as he once used to be, especially with Undying becoming a more common. Even Brewmaster has not been getting picked that much anymore, considering how popular Undying has become. Just his Tombstone in the middle of early fights is so crippling, as well as his ult also really annoying, the damage out there, plus he's just difficult to get rid of as well. However, double pick here for Dignitas. Now they've got one of their solo sorted out, although Batrider could even be jungling for all we know. We'll see what they've got planned. whether or not they're deciding. They might even send a Batrider to go and try and fight Lone Druid. We'll see what they've got decided, of course. Of course, the juking shenanigans we've seen from Admiral Bulldog are not going to be able to stand up against a Batrider who can see right over those trees and just burn his way through them with a Firefly if necessary. Not the double pick here for Dignitas. They are going to take this sweet time. In fact, both teams really burning into their overtime here with their first couple of picks. But they're probably going to look for a support in. Jakiro, of course, has been taken out. Rubik is still available. And, of course, plenty of good spells that he could try and steal. Undying has a complete smorgasbord available for him. All of his spells, really, really nice stuff. And, of course, grabbing a Tombstone pretty much equalises the fight there and then, especially in the early phase. But we'll see what Dignitas has to go with. And they decide to go up with a Broodmother for a suicide solo. Interesting choice. I mean, she's a hero that they might even decide to send against a Lone Druid if they're planning for another offensive to try and shut down whatever No Titan have up their sleeve. We'll see what they're going for, though. Next pick here for No Titan. They might even... We could even see their Solar Mid get picked up here. Of course, Templar Assassin banned out, but definitely still plenty of choices left in the pool. We might even see something... we could even see some crazy stuff. I mean, for all I know, they could be planning to send Lone Druid mid, although that said, that would put S4 on the Lone Druid most likely instead of Bulldog, but we'll see what they've got in store for us. I mean, Bounty Hunter is left. They want to go for that. Nope, they go for the Keeper of Light. I was going to say Bounty Hunter is still available if they want to force those early fights. But then again, they do have a Lone Druid, so they might not want to run that because, of course, when they run the Bounty Hunter, generally speaking, it's going to be in Bulldog's hands. Although, of course, we have seen S-Ball play it once, but it came to fairly special circumstances in that game. Now, the second series of bans here. 22 seconds in overtime left there for No Titan. Only 13 left for Dignitas. Both teams really bringing it down to the wire here. But Dignitas now, their next ban. Going to make these ones under pressure. We'll see what they've got in store. But right now, I've got to say, No Titan are probably looking for another support. And probably a solo mid, I get the feeling. We're probably going to see Keeper of Light as well as another. I get the feeling that Undying and Keeper of Light are going to... Depends on whether they farm Undying. Undying might farm, or they might have him focus on pulling. We'll see what they've got in store. Enchantress are being banned out. If they're worried about the Enchantress, they might decide to ban the Chen as well, because that is a possibility. They could be going for a dual lane with Keeper of Light and Undying. Undying just doing most of the farm by himself up against the Broodmother, and then have Keeper focus on his pulling, and then of course have a Chen in there. And with a Chen, or the Enchantress rather, who has been banned of course, but they could just jump out, take those early towers off Broodmother, who can deal with that. Of course, she does have her webs for safety, but at the same time, giving them that early gold can always be annoying, especially just feeding Lone Druid early tower gold is also definitely a dangerous proposition. Just speeding up his radiance.
10 seconds remaining.
Always a dangerous proposition, but we'll see what they've got in mind in a moment. Next ban here for No Titan, definitely running short on time as well.
Reserve time.
Now looking at Dignitas, they're probably still looking for a solo mid. Leshrac in this case, I get the feeling he's going to be a soft support. Broodmother probably going to take that suicide lane at this point in time. Batrider likely to take the solo mid. So Leshrac, looking for another support. Maybe a Rubik could get tossed in here. Rubik definitely got some possibilities. They could go with a Rubik as well as another primary farmer. We'll see what Dignitas decide to open up with. But Shadow Fiend also being banned. Not a bad idea considering Fog does play a fairly mean Shadow Fiend. Now, Lone Druid, they might want to pick something. They'll definitely want to pick something to disable, especially if they're up against Bulldog. Anything that can try and help shut down that Lone Druid, a good plan. We'll see exactly how much pressure they decide to push at him. In fact, the last time they went against... the last time I saw a team go against Bulldog's Syllabear, they actually only sent a dual lane against him. They actually gave Bulldog a lot of room to farm. They might even want to ban out the bounty... Oh, no. I don't think they'll bother. The Bounty Hunter would be nice against the Broodmother, and all round just a good hero, but at the same time, they've already got their Lone Druid pick, and I kind of doubt they're going to stand S4 mid with a Bounty Hunter against a Batrider. There is no real way for him to win that lane, even if he gets pulled a Pullman Shield early on. Just some Firefly, the sticky Napalm, it's just going to be way too much for him to deal with. And we see Bounty Hunter even banned out there by No Titan, fearing that they might pick it up. That would be an interesting pick. I mean, if they picked it up, it would probably be a safe lane farmer. Just to be backed up by Leshrac and somebody else most likely, because Batrider likely to take that solo mid. Broodmother already also likely to take... I mean, that said, Batrider could take the jungle. They could send... Batrider could take the suicide. They could send Broodmother mid or send Batrider in the jungle. These are all possible things for them to do, but I kind of doubt it. We also see the Rasta banned out there by Dignitas.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, the 5th ban for Dignitas... Now I'm going to go into what's little left is of their overtime.
Remaining.
Let's see what they've got. And it will be the Tidehunter being banned out. No Tidehunter not going to get their hands on that, which definitely, again, could have been possible. They could be planning to farm the Tidehunter. But they're going to need a solid mid. I mean, we might even see something generic like a Queen of Pain picked up for the mid. Anything that can deal with a bat, right? Anything with a blink is really going to be or Queen of Pain, obviously, because she can nuke down creep waves. As well as the fact she has a blink, so she can potentially... It's a lot easier for her to get away from the bat if he starts stacking that sticky napalm. And she can deal with him out of range. Also harass him back with the Shadow Strike. But now the final ban here for No Tidehunter. I think they'll probably be looking to take out another primary farmer that Dignitas are looking for, their carry player.
5 seconds.
We'll see what they've got in mind, though. That or another support, but they go for the Nake's ban, which, fair enough. Nake's, of course, being used... Not only Nake's not a bad pick against Lone Druid. Lone Druid has a lot of health, and Nake's, of course, cuts through that fairly easily, but at the same time, Nake's has been quite popular, and of course, his rage is very powerful as well, allowing him to ignore a lot of the early fights. Especially if Batrider picks up an early blink too. Of course, he can hit your ride with Infest and then jump out on a lassoed target and just tear them to pieces. So, of course, he can pick off someone very quickly like Lone Druid or even the Undying. Of course, just try and shut him down before they can get involved in the fight. Get off their lasso, that sort of stuff. Get off his tombstone and that sort of stuff. But now, fourth pick here for Dignitas. They are definitely still looking for a primary farmer, and it's going to be the Brewmaster's going to be picked up. Now, this could be a Brewmaster offensive try. Dignitas, we'll see what they've got planned. Leshrac could even be a safe one. They might even plan just to farm the Brewmaster for an early blink, have Leshrac focus on the pull, and then have their other support just focus on harassing the Lone Druid. They might need a lot of harassment there from Leshrac though. Lone Druid, of course, in a 2v2 situation is fairly hard to run down, but then again, if they throw in another disable between the Thunderclap, Split Earth, and whatever extra disable, I mean, Rubik is still there. If they throw in another disable, it'd be quite easy to pick off the Lone Druid, and they do want to slow down Bulldog's farm, definitely. By all means, they can try and shut down early farm for him, but it really depends where they're putting the Undying and the Keeper Light. I mean, this could, for all I know, be an offensive trying to try and shut down whatever Dignitas are going to plan to throw in, but they pick up the Rubik as well.
Radiant team pick.
And Rubik, definitely plenty of nice spells here. And of course, if he picks up Split Earth, he doesn't have to deal with Leshrac's crappy cast time. He gets his own cast time instead, which makes it a lot easier to land that stun. Now, the final pick here for Dignitas. I think they're looking for another support or semi-support. I mean, it could even be a jungle. They could even plan to pick up a jungle, something like Enigma for early firepower. Although that said, picking up an Enigma right now would just be basically feeding a black hole there to the dire side. No Tidehunter, of course, could just have Rubik stand back and pick that up for himself. So definitely a risky proposition, I think. And if they get caught in a black hole with the zombies beating on them, that is just definitely lights out there. And they pick up the Windrunner.
Dire team pick.
Okay, so I'm just looking at this line, trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do with it. I mean, this could be a semi-support Windrunner. That's also a possibility. Of course, Windrunner has been played as a support in the past, but then again, in odd situations, so is a Brewmaster. So, I mean, it's going to come down to who's playing what. Whatever Fog picks are definitely going to be given a lot of farm. So we'll see who's playing what in a moment and see exactly how Dignitas are going to roll out this lineup. But definitely, they could be sending a lot of heroes in a lot of different positions. So we'll see what Dignitas decide to roll with. But now the final pick here for No Tidehunter. They've got to pick. In fact, they have no reserve time left at all. Invoker. And they pick up the Invoker. Invoker has become a relative rarity in the current metagame because a lot of early pushes and stuff has become very popular, but in this case, Dignitas, they don't have a lot of super early firepower, lots of early pushing. Of course, they've got the Brewmother needs time. Brewmaster needs to hit his level 6 or so before he really wants to start pushing. Brewmother needs time. Batrider, again, looking for his level 6 plus his blink to really get effective. And they've got a lot of counter push potential in the form of Keeper Light as well as Undying, so they could be feeling safe here for the Invoker. But I've got to say, if they're going for the offensive try on Rubik, Keeper Light, and then the Undying, now this has got killing power, and then if you backed it up with an Exhort Invoker just as a safety net, well, if he lands a Sunstrike, that's definitely going to pretty much blow someone to pieces. And of course, like we saw last match, if you can't threaten the enemy carry, or semi-carry in the form, in case it was in last game's case, it was Loda playing Leshrac, and it looks like it'll be semi-carry again. Fogged playing that Leshrac as well. We'll see where they're going with that one. But if they can get the Invoker picking off people with Sunstrikes, it'll definitely work out in their favour. I mean, that was the issue we saw last match. 80,000 playing the Brewmother. 80,000 Generally speaking, they're still, again, the Broodmother, definitely one of his heroes. And he actually likes to rush the Manta style on the Broodmother, so we'll see if he does that this game. Let the Soul Ring come up. It's fairly, there we go. Fairly stock standard stuff. Now, Fogged will be one of their primary farmers. Snaking, it looks like he'll be going solo mid with the Brewmaster in a moment. Way too sexy. Picking up the Windrunner, probably going to be their suicide laner. Which means Leshrac, way too sexy, their suicide laner. Who are they sending in for support then? Tides of Time playing the Bat Rider. Okay. Alright, not dead sure where they're going with this bat, but we'll see in a moment then. Looks like they throw down the early web here. Now, I think this is mostly just to clear trees. Broodmother will be taking the suicide lane, but what's going on here is they're just clearing trees, and it looks like Bat was playing sort of a semi-support role, and he's going to focus in his early game just pulling to try and shut down the mid, and this is going to deny Invoker levels, and of course, Invoker, not only is he a very level-dependent hero, but again, the mid hero, that's going to slow him down quite a bit.
The battle begins.
We'll see exactly what they got planned, but it will be an offensive try, and here we go. Loader going to be playing that Dirge, so we'll be getting the primary. Who will get most of the farm? The MV as well as Aki going to back him up. The question is whether or not I can find kills. Now, Invoker definitely going to help this out. As we see, he's open up with the early Blades attack. I fully expect him to pick up the Exhort as well, and it's going to give him a lot of extra damage. It's going to make Outlast hitting the Brewmaster a fairly easy breeze, but at the same time, it's going to have to deal with the Batrider pulling, except they are blocking this. Oh, these sneaky no-tide on the players. Oh, poor old Batrider. This is going to completely mess things up. Unless he can get an amazing pull here with this hard camp, this is going to completely ruin his day.
Denied.
We'll see exactly what he can do, but way too sexy. We'll be playing support here with the Windrunner. We see there's that Illuminate already being used to harass, and look how much damage that does to Windrunner, especially since she's been hit by Decay already as well. You see them Envy just sitting here, just chilling, just blocking. Just making sure they have no pulls available at all. And Batrider now discovering, oh, that's not good news at all. And they will need a counter ward out here. I don't think they've got an early counter ward. And no, they do not. This is definitely not good news for Dignitas. They're having their plan completely messed with here. Another Illuminate coming out again. Let's see, Fogged going to be on the receiving end of that harassment yet again. Really not enjoying that harassment there from Aki at all. Meanwhile, Envy is spending his early game just completely dicking with Batrider. Radiant, so I can see him there with that ward. Now the top lane will be Bulldog versus O2000. Now it looks like Bulldog currently sitting on a how much? 3 and 2, 5 and 3 there for the Broodmother. Of course, she's burning through a mana though. Last hitting there. See, Rubik actually picks up the first blood there. Unfortunately, Shrek gets caught out there and goes over to check out what's happening behind his trees and gets caught out. I think it was probably a fairly poor choice. I mean, this is not somewhere, I mean, when you're up against an enemy tri-lane, this is generally not something that you roam by yourself. Especially when you're a dual lane. That was not a really good decision there from Radiant. So now see the Radiant side have thrown down their own counter ward here. And managed to unblock that there. Envy now, with Aki, just going to try and jack this pull, and they're going to get the experience back. Oh, actually, no, they're going to drag it all the way back towards their lane. So somebody's going to pick up the experience at least. We see Invoker actually going early Quas at the moment, not going for the Exhort, but of course he could switch over. But, you know, the early 2-3 levels in Quas is actually a fairly good indicator of a Quas Wex build, which is something I have not seen in ages, a Quas Wex build. It's all been all about the Exhort Quas Invoker with the Sunstrike, and in fact, the fast blades of attack with the early Tanglers has been, was pretty much the way to build the Invoker for a really long time with the Quas Wex build. So, I mean, S4 could actually be trying to revive that. We'll see what he's got planned. Meanwhile, top lane, Bulldog has picked up 11-2, Broodmother 11-3. So Bulldog doing alright for himself at the moment. Of course, can't really shut down the Broodmother, although he has actually picked up a counter ward here to harass her. The Bear, though, not a high enough level to really shut it down. One more level, and then he might proc some Lucky Roots and really just annoy Broodmother quite a lot. Power Shot, they're just going to harass and CS from a distance. Loader also picking up a bit of farm, 11-1 for himself. Invoker 10-8. Meanwhile, his opponent in mid there, Snaking sitting on 11-2. So Snaking actually getting some farm this time round against S4. Way too sexy, getting caught out and fogged. Looks like he's going to focus on doing a little bit of pulling there.
Radiant's bottom
wondering, are they
tower is
actually...
under attack.
I could actually be wrong here, but they might actually be farming the Windrunner instead. She just seems to be giving a little bit more of the farm. I mean, she's 16 and 2. I think they are actually farming way too sexy instead of Fog. This is an interesting development here. Fog is normally their carry player. And Fog currently on 2 CS. Not exactly a great look for him. I mean, it could just be circumstance. The fact that Windrunner is actually getting the last hits instead of Fogged. Fogged, of course, getting picked off, and Windrunner is able to CS at a distance better with the power shot. See Batrider now being chased off, though. Does he manage to snag that rune or not? Doesn't look like it. In fact, Invoker getting that rune. See the Cold Snap there, tossed down on Snaky. Snaky now using the Thunderclap, getting a lot of damage procced on him there by Cold Snap. And Invoker is going for the Quas Wex build. Definitely. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I still seem to be in the chat. Let me just check. Okay, I'm still connected to the internet. Yep, okay, I'm still connected to the internet, so this is something server-based. Please work. So anyway, Dota doing its best to troll me here. Hopefully I don't have to force a reload. Generally it's pretty good about reconnecting. Okay, there we go, we're back. Alright, S4 now being harassed a little bit. Fog now getting a stun out as well. There's it, Primal Splitter. S4 actually getting picked up early on. Nice little kill there. And Fogged, it looks like he will be doing a bit of roaming support here as Batrider gets killed by a neutral. And in fact, not even... Oh, she looks like... Nope, he wasn't being harassed or anything. In fact, just got killed by a neutral. Oh, Batrider. Tides of time. That's Tides of time, Dodo. Not fantastic. Getting killed off by a neutral. In fact, the neutrals have been on fire tonight. That's 2 kills have racked up in 2 games. They picked off Loader the match before, and this match, they pick off Tides of time. And was it the Furbolgs again? No, in fact... Looks like it was... In fact, it was actually possibly the poison there from the Null Assassins. Potion getting popped up there by Loader. Loader now going to try and sneak around, pick up a kill. There's some more harassment being tossed in. The Illuminate doesn't quite find. Way too sexy. But he does manage to cop a level 1 Fade Bob. It looks like this is going to get aggressive. Loader now pushing forward again, actually copying the... oh no, Sticky Napalm as well. Shackled to a tree there, gets pinned down. Teleport comes down, pops his ult, but it's not enough. Brewmaster comes in, gets the Thunderclap down, and they will pick him off. It's just a little worrisome, actually, the fact that... no Tidehunter, it's not going too well for them. Meanwhile, for the top line, looks like they're going to try and pick off Bulldog, and that they do. They will bring him down. Fog now just going for a bit of roaming ganking action. They pick him off there, and they're going to put a bit of pressure on this tower. No Edict to speak of, but that said, a horde of Spiderlings may be all they need to do this. In fact, the horde of Spiderlings is actually just going to fight the catapult there instead. Never mind, Loader now moving in. Trying to defend this tower, and it looks like Dignitas are actually having a much better game this match, although S4 going to hold his ground. The Cold Snap there as well. Illuminate coming in, but S4 taking a lot of damage here, trying to Cold Snap his way through this. As you see, 1 level on Drunken Brawler there from Brewmaster, 1 in the Drunken Haze as well. He's going to bring up the gold shot there, but a 1k plus their advantage there for the Radiant side, and a 2k experience lead. Definitely a fairly good sign. That said, they do have a jungler advantage, which of course is going to leave them with an advantage like that. Now Envy being chased off by Spiderlings. Loader now moving in, just going to throw down his decays and try and chase off Broodmother. Broodmother is going to back down, but they've still done a fair bit of damage to that tower. And Bulldog, the question is of course, does Bulldog get his early Radiance? And he is going for a Midas first. Illusion! At this point in time, he's on track for maybe about 18 minutes. I would say, let me have a look at the GPM. 250-ish. Once he gets to Midas, say maybe an 18-20 minute. An 18-20 minute range is definitely possible, but at the same time, Batrider coming from behind. S4 though, Ghost Walking, counter ward though. Counter ward, countering the invis, and that's lights out again for S4. It looks like Snaky is having a little bit of revenge this match. And it looks like they know exactly what they need to do to shut down S4, and that's just bring some extra friends, bring some extra firepower, and just gank, gank, gank. And it's working out for him. They're also struggling at shutting down this Broodmother. Broodmother's actually getting a decent amount of farm, 41 to 6. Now, what is 80,000 going to go for first? The stock center build is, of course, a BKB or an Orchid first. However, 80,000 likes to go for that Mantis style first instead. He likes the movement speed, the extra damage, and, of course, the split. Gets rid of dust, all those annoying counters to him. And, you know, he figures against... And he figures, you know, unless they have a ton of power stuns, which they really don't, the extra speed you get from the Yasha really lets you speed away in the web network. And if he's got a web network up, they can't dust him because he's got the split. He's got the speed to get away from the sentry wards. Unless they've got somebody with a haste run and a gem, it's kind of hard to run him down. Now he's going to run for Loader. Loader though popping his ult. Another web thrown down behind the lines there. Snaky now goes to Thunderclap, gets picked up by the telekinesis. Not going to get the Thunderclap off though. It looks like they should be able to just auto attack Loader down. Thunderclap to finish him off. And Dignitas they look like a completely different team this match, I've got to say. Windrunner now. Looks like she's trying to build herself a 4-star. I mean, that could be a mech as well, but I get the feeling it might be a 4-star. We'll see what she's got planned there. She's going to harass S4 somewhat. S4 really hasn't managed to do a whole lot just so far. See the Windrunner used there. Some dodge attacks now. He comes in with a cold staff. Going to go for the kill here. Could try and pick him up. He's got Whirlwind there. Tosses a tornado through. Could go for the kill. Picks it up. But Batrider's here now. Will need to go invisible, though. He still has counter wards left. Flaming Lasso into the Firefly. More sticky napalm toss down as well. He can't ghost walk his way out of this. A flame break used to knock him back. There's a revenge kill there. Time to time going to pick up another kill.
Radiant structures are fortified.
See an early tower pickup there for the Radiant side. Exactly what they need. Well, that said, the push is on in mid. Bulldog now going to try and drill down this tower that they have picked up. Again, still looking. He's got the money now. Thunderclap tossed down, picks up Loader. Windrunner coming in now as well. There's the primal split. Loader now getting pinned down by a rock. It's hit by the rock to the face. Throws down the soul rip. Now going to try and back up here. Throws down the decay as well. Should be enough. Firefly going to knock him further away. Illuminate coming through as well. Firepanda going to try and run at Aki. They have backed off. The Earth Panda should be able to recombine in relative safety there. Yes, he will. Snaking just going to back off and pick up some mana. S4 now still in the mid.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I see Broodmother actually opens up with a Midas as well. Interesting choice. We'll see if he still goes for the Asher though. Of course, I mean the Mantis style. Of course, the Midas could just be an indicator of the fact he feels like he's having good farm. He might as well multiply it early on. That said though, for the good start the Dignitas have, we've got to keep in mind that Lone Druid is getting the CS he needs to stay on target. 65 and 10, plus he's got an early tower. Not so much an early tower, but he's got a decently timed tower, so not really getting super pushed here. Is 1 for 1 on towers. The issue is, of course, how fast Broodmother farms. I mean, she's got a Midas, and she as well is getting a fair amount of farm as well, 58 and 6. I'm just checking GPM in a second as well, but looks like S4 about to get picked off. No, he will manage to back up successfully here, but it has been 2 completely different games for him. But we've got to remember they do have good counter push on the Dire side in the form of Undying as well as the Keeper of the Light. The Illuminate as well as the Tombstone, really, really good deterrents for early pushes. Although that said, Broodmother is being allowed to get out of control up here. This is something an early gem can solve. If anybody can afford that early gem, just roll through there with a gem and it can completely shut down the Broodmother. But that said, I don't know of no time that can find that early farm for a gem. Just because they aren't, their supports are not getting a whole lot of cash here. You see Loader on the other, Fog on the other hand is picking up money from ganking. And he has actually got a little bit of CS, 27 and 0, whereas unfortunately the Dire side supports really aren't getting that money. As are we going to see a root proc here, cold staff being used there on Broodmother. The Broodmother though, speeding away, and Illuminate going to hit him. There we go, telekinesis as well, Fade Bolt on top of that, and they'll pick off 80,000. Finally getting a kill on that Brood. Bulldog on the other hand, continuing to farm. Has he managed to pick ass? There's that Midas being picked up. Meanwhile, the push is on again. The Dire picking off, losing another tower. They're getting picked off by the Radiant side. And now Brewmaster possibly going a little bit too deep. S4 may live to regret this, though. He's got the Cyclone, throws out Rubik now with the Telekinesis. Going to try and pick down Snaky. Snaky, though, doesn't have mana there for his ult. Drunken Haze as well. Pops the Magic Wand. There's the Ghost Walk. Should be able to tank at least one Thunderclap there. Going to try and teleport out here. Might be able to get away. Yes, he does. Just in time. No Cold Snap was available there, but Fog not casting it in the end. I think it must have just been on cooldown. Timely escape there from Snaking, but definitely a good attempt on a kill there on S4. Batrunner now 2.1k in the bank, is getting very close to that blink dagger, and once he gets that, that is definitely going to be a very nasty thing for them to have to deal with. Of course, it's going to make picking off Lone Druid a lot easier as well, especially when he's sitting around this range form, doesn't have that extra health. He may find he needs to sit in melee form fairly soon. Another tower being threatened there by Dignitas. Oh, right, in-game. Sorry, I forgot. Every time it crashes.
Regeneration.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Sorry, I forgot the crash resets the in-game life. We have to fix that now. Another tower down there. We see an early gold advantage being solidified down on the Radiant side. These extra towers down are really going to help him out quite a bit in getting ahead of that Lone Druid. A 5k lead down gold, but more importantly experience 5k as well. Now we see Lone Druid being run down here. May need to switch to melee form, although the Brewmother now with insatiable hunger. He's going to try and back up. Gets hit by a stun. There's a tombstone as well. The Shrek though picking him off. Nicely done. Thunderclap tossed in for good measure. Here comes the Cyclone as well as the EMP being thrown out as well. Loader now going to lose a lot of health, although he's picking up health there from his ultimate form. Sapping extra health there. Picking up more there from the Flaming Pan, and now the Power Shot going through. The Rock will finish him. Chuck rocks indeed. The Earth Panda are about to recombine. Loader now coming back in there, and Illuminate coming through. They pick off yet another tower. Cold Snap there on Panda. The Radiant side, they have the firepower to force No Tidehunter back down, and this is definitely looking a big room for them. Bulldog being picked off yet again. His Radiant's going to be delayed, probably looking at maybe something closer to a 22-minute Radiance here. We'll definitely need to get his farm happening very soon, but unfortunately they're losing map control. This is definitely trouble. And Illuminate coming through, Snaking doesn't have his ult up, gets picked off. See a Soul Ripper used in there as well, but now Falk getting dragged back as well, but the Firefly going to try and pick up S4. S4 gets picked up again. Illuminate getting tossed from Aki now, an easy kill for them. Lasso there on Dirge. Dirge down, and the Firefly split Earth as well. And Dignitas, they pick off another kill. And this is just going from bad to worse. The No Tidehunter. Dignitas completely controlling these fights, and unfortunately No Tidehunter walking into these fights a bit like lemmings, one after the other. Trickling in every now and then. And Dignitas not even have to committing their full force there to that fight. Brewmother just farming the jungle to her heart's content. In fact, we'll see what she goes for first. Still haven't decided where to go with it. Bulldog now has rotated the bottom lane to try and farm. Instantly some pressure is coming. Here comes Brewmaster. No ult, but he does have a Thunderclap, of course. And they're just going to look for the angle here for the Shackle. That could be it. The bear sitting right next to him. Here it comes. The trees there. Going to latch. No, not quite. Thunderclap, though. Going to slime down Haze as well. This is going to pop that Warcry for the extra armor. They're going to try and back up. The bear is trying to pick up a kill. Has been slow matched. The Cyclone coming through. Doesn't hit Snaking, though. Snaking, though, knocked back by the Blinding Light, and they're going to go for the counter gank here. Windrunner still giving chase, doesn't have any mana though. Snaky now gets his something style. I think it was probably a Thunderclap there. Windrunner now trying to Windrun out. What has he picked up there? It is a Thunderclap, but it's on cooldown now. He's already used it. Windrunner should be able to get away here unless we've got a Cyclone come in. Still 10 seconds away. Finds itself a very timely haste rune and pops a mech. Could not have gotten any luckier there on that rune. Now Leshrac trying to back off. Has actually picked up a Ghost Scepter there as I see a Firefly come in as well as a Flame Break. EMP tossed down. Unfortunately, Fog now out of mana. Throws down a split Earth. Cyclone tossed through yet again, picking up the bat. Fog down, Juki to the trees. Can he get away? Envy, though, goes and finishes with a Thunderclap. And S4 is going to teleport out. Sticky Napalm being shared there on Envy. Envy now in a bit of trouble. Doesn't have a 4-star to get away either. Does have a level in Telekinesis. He can try and just toss Barra up on the top. Oh, actually, no. Flame Break should be up. No, it's not. No mana. He will walk away from this. Now, Aki, though, gets run down by Snaking. Snaking returns and gets a kill. Has picked up the drums there. Lone Druid, meanwhile, still trying to find that Sacred Relic. And 10k gold lead there for the rating side. Also on the experience chart as well. Tornado toss through there for S4. Looking for a 4-star at the moment. Hasn't found anything. And again, 80,000. And there we go. Okay, deviating from his normal build. Interesting. Has actually gone for the Orca. And this is possibly just to shut down the Invoker. Keep him out of the fight. At the very least, just amp that down. If they can get the Orcas off early on the Dirge or the Invoker, they could definitely shut them down, prevent them from using those ever annoying spells in the fight. But at the same time, they could be using it on the Lone Druid, just basically amp up the damage, just to take him out early on, try and nullify that health gain there. Of course, Lone Druid does become very, very tanky. See a 3k. Keep Lone Druid going to hit the 3k mark here, but at the same time, still looking for that range. Probably going to maybe get it. If he keeps up at this rate, might find it about the 22-minute mark or so. see the GPM at the moment. Lone Druid currently sitting on 360, so he's not doing too badly, but at the same time, the issue is, of course, Broodmother sitting on close to 500 gold per minute. That is definitely going to be trouble. And, of course, the main thing contributing to this is not only the Midas and the free farm up here, but, of course, the extra towers early on. They have picked up 4 towers and have only conceded 1 tower so far. No Titan have not been able to find room to farm or push there, but there we go. There's that silence being tossed down. The Bearer's going to try and get some roots, procs the roots here. They're going for the counter-attack or not. The Bearer's doing God knows what there. They are looking for Broodmother, but she's got the speed right now, but she's going to get spotted up there. And there we go, throws down another web, but this is what I mean. The speed that gets picked up, another ward gets thrown out. Can they find the slow? They get the roots off again. Broodmother gets picked off. But it takes a lot of resources to do this. And while they're doing this, their bottom tower here is being threatened. They pop the glyph to try and ward it off. They're going to rush a defense over. But the amount of pressure that Broodmother is exerting, the amount of attention that she is distracting, is giving Dignitas so much room to maneuver. You might think, you know what, fifth of the tower's health, they're not a big deal, but any health you can chip off here this early on really contributes. And we see 3.6k there for. He's got enough now for the. He's got enough now for. In fact, he might even get this a little bit early. He's got enough now for the relic. In fact, probably going to see him grab it up in a second. So I think we're still looking for around about 22-minute radiance. Bring up the items here. Sim mech still being worked on there by Aki. Keep it light working on that. See gank being called out. Gank or wards being called out there by the Radiant side. But Blink Dagger being picked up by the Batrun for a little while. Also picks himself up an Ogre Club. Looks like he's going for that BKB instead of the 4-star first. We'll see. I kind of get the feeling Broodmother may have gone for the BKB first just because of the zombies. She doesn't want to get pinned down in the middle of the fight. Of course, the zombies are a real issue for melee heroes. They just have to get so close to that tombstone. And also the silence really useful as well. But I get the feeling Broodmother may go for that BKB next, but we'll see what she's got in store. She's definitely farming a very ferocious rate here. 400 gold per minute there for the Windrunner as well. Windrunner looks like she's going for a 4-staff next. Blink Dagger there for snaking. They're going to gun for S4 possibly. Yeah, there we go. Lasso to pick him up there. Thunderclap as well going to sign a Flamebreak getting tossed in. Invoker. An easy kill. Illuminate getting tossed through. Now what he managed to still stole a Thunderclap. Now Windrunner moving in. They're going to slow Envy. Can he find room for a Shackle? Gets picked up and tossed backwards there. Shackle. Not really going to find an angle for anything though. See a blink forward there by the Brewmaster. Doesn't find his target though. It does. He managed to land the slow there on Envy, however, not really doing a whole lot, but they are going to put some pressure on the mid lane. Going to bring down this tier 2 tower in the mid. Illuminate going to get tossed through. They do have the counter push potential still. And I don't really think Dignitas can force this to the racks just yet, but of course,
middle tower is under attack.
They are at the very least keeping No Titan bottled up. But that said, we should have a Radiant, oh, not a Radiance, but should Bulldog. Where's his bear? I think the bear might actually be dead. I think the bear may have been picked up. I can't see it anywhere. This is pushing a lane by itself. Nope. Okay. Bear is most likely down. It looks like Bruno, okay, being allowed to solo push that tower. In fact, nobody really responding to that. And there's not a lot Lone Druid can do by himself. You can see he's got all of Tranquil Boots to his name. Now the farm is on for Dignitas. Again, they're pretty much doing what No Titan did to them last game, just keeping No Titan bottled up, making it very difficult for the farm, just taking away their control. That said, they haven't really opened up the counter wards of Gem. They can start getting rid of these wards. They'll make it a lot harder for No Titan to get out and farm. But they're looking for a gank here. No Titan looking for a gank here. Snaking. Snaking does even his ult up. The Cyclone getting tossed through there. He's going to try and get the MP down, and it will manage to land. They drain all his mana. Don't even give him an opportunity to try and split and run there. It's also a little bit too slow on the Blink Dagger as well. But now you see the silence there from Broodmother as well as the extra damage being tossed in. However, it looks like Loda will survive. Going to turn around and throw on a Decay. Probably going to toss. He's trying to soul rip right now. It's Windrunner. Throws out the tactical pause there for Dignitas. And what does he have, Val? He has picked up the Thunderclap still. Shrek now just picking up some items to make himself tougher. Of course, that Ghost Scepter preventing him from being run down by the bear, as well as the Invoker with his ever annoying cold snap. And on top of that, just gives him some really nice stats. And there we go, Split Earth landed there on Loader, barely surviving, although here comes Broodmother with a nuke, although she backs up the last moment. It's picked up by the telekinesis. Oh, Illuminate just missing. And that probably would have taken her out too. So close and yet so far. Now there we go, the bear does indeed have that Sacred Relic. And in fact, Lone Druid about to pick up his Radiance, very close to it. 24 minutes, so a little bit off, but then again he did get forced back inside the base. And there we go, done enough for the Radiance in just a moment. Meanwhile, A2000, 2.8k in the bank, we'll see what he plans on getting. Batrider as well, we did have a 4-star, in fact it's gone now. I could have sworn he had an Ogre Club actually. Not a 4-star, he had an Ogre Club. And it's gone. Okay then, never mind. Unless the courier has it. Nope. Okay, maybe I was just seeing, maybe I'm going full retard and I'm just seeing things. I'm not dead sure. How are they losing where they Keep It Light versus Brood? Keep It Light hasn't actually been up against Brood very much. They've been pretty much leaving Lone Druid to try and fight for Broodmother, which as you can see hasn't been going that brilliantly. Invoker though, teleporters lane, they're going to go for the gank here on Broodmother, but unfortunately just too damn speedy. Just walks away from that fight completely. The early Roshan here, they should be able to pick this up fairly easy. Winner on a popping a roll on Roshan, just slowing him down. It looks like Brewmaster's actually just using illusions here to tank. And they might actually give this away too sexy. Tornado getting tossed through here, but it looks like the counter-attack here being forced by No Tighter. They are going to charge in and try and stop this. And it looks like Dignitas are going to back off. They are outnumbered, of course, 5-4. This, of course, any time they can spend here delaying does, of course, provide an opening for Broodmother to push. As the Barrett, though, chasing after Envy. Envy, though, managing to back off. Power Shot getting sent in. S4 trying to pick this off. Thunderclap getting tossed down. We've got Primal Split available. He wants to go for it. S4 in some really bad situation. Gets killed at 4 stops up the cliff. As we see, Envy throws out his own Thunderclap, but Tides of Time is probably going to find a kill here. Although here comes a Cyclone. Can they pick him off? No. They do pick off the Rubik in the end there, although they pick off the Invoker on top of that. Throws out a Flame Break to finish him off. And now we've got the Radiance finished up here. Radiance doing a lot of damage. Windrunner trying to back off. At the same time, the Pandas are also vulnerable. Illuminate comes through, hits way too sexy, force him back. They will pick off Snaking as well, most likely. Force him back there with a Blinding Light. Can they run it down? The bear needs to speed up. Illuminate comes through, picks off the Brewmaster, and finally a fight goes somewhat right here. For No Title, though, that said, I may have spoken too early, as it looks like they may actually lose Aki. Once again, although the roots get procced there by the bear falling low, though, and they pick him off. The Batrider, where has he gone? The Batman managing to pick him off, although it looks like he's going to try and run down Bulldog. Bulldog, though, if he can proc a root here, this could be the opposite effect. Pops a Warcry as well, needs a root here. Flame Break's just going to knock him forward. Mech gets popped there by Windrunner, and Bulldog decides to pull out. I think I spoke too soon, or something went no tight on his way. They did lose quite a few heroes in that fight as well. Did they even get Roshan? No, they did not. Roshan is still standing. And they also lost their top tower. They had to port out in the middle of that to try and stop Broodmother from taking a Rax. Broodmother, though, is actually still in this fight. In fact, are likely to die here. The dust being popped there. They will pick her up as well. But we can see exactly how well this fight turns around once Lone Druid gets that Radiance. We'll see if he gets tanky enough to control this fight. This is definitely a potential turning point here. But I just don't know if they're good enough farm, because of course they are already around about 16,000, maybe 70,000 gold behind, and experience-wise also 15k behind as well. So if anything turns, it's going to be rough, as we see the soul booster there on the Shrek. We'll be looking for that Bloodstone. Now the Dice are looking for another Rosh attempt. It's possibly time to do it while Broodmother is dead, and they don't have to worry about her counter pushing. Now we do have Undying's Tombstone already being popped down there, but Roshan also not fully healed up either. Zombies now starting to take some aggro there, so if they can buy time like this, it should move. Well, great room there. Over looks like the Tornado EMP combo tossed down. Snaky now getting caught out and losing a lot of his mana. Doesn't have a Primal Split. Illuminate coming through. This could be bad news for Snaky. He should be able to pick him off here. One more hit. Here it comes. One more again. No, pops the magic wand. The Radiance preventing him from blinking out though, and they will get this kill. Lone Druid picking that one up, and now Windrunner now running away there. Windrunner now going to shackle down the bear, going to try and take that away from him. Bear, does he have a pocket bear here? in 18. Also has an Aegis available on top of that. And Dino has gone for a Vanguard. We see the early 4-star there. Aki now looking for an Illuminate. Going to get popped out here. Not really going to hit anything though. No, it will not. We were hoping they were going to come forward and try and fight and get caught out by that. Now some damage being, well, not stacked because that tower is going, laughing at harassment off because of course the backdoor protection. Now the bear out of range though. And him to find that damage there. As they will need to resummon this bear, it is falling low. And there we go, it does get resum. Undying now, copying some damage from the tower there, and it's going to give away a tombstone. Without that tombstone, I think they may need to back up. S4 also going to go back to base, as well as the fact that Broodmother is now counter pushing once again. And of course, Broodmother ever irritating. There we go. He did decide to go for that Mana Style. This is something that A2000 loves on his Brood. That speed that he gets in these webs is utterly amazing. But at the same time, they have got some disabled. Of course, a poorly timed set of roots for him could really mess up his day. But we'll see. Batrider has actually found the Ogre Club again. Okay, wherever that went. Might have been dropped on the floor. I'm not sure. Looks like he's still working towards that BKB. Meanwhile, Lone Druid going to back up there. Mech finished by Keep the Lights. Windrunner also with a Mech. 4-star Hex coming up. Still 1700 gold away from that. Not too far. And another 1600 gold in the bank there for Broodmother. Yes, she also has buyback available. And it looks like they might be just trying to pick off the Lone Druid there now. Tornado EMP getting sent as well as a Cold Snap. Broodmother's going to duck back and continue farming this jungle. See Brewmaster though going for the Aura Master build, has picked up the drums as well as the Vladimir's offering, has burned through all of his charge on the drums already, but it's going to clean up these creep at the moment. Or not, they're going to run back because it's dealing a lot of damage to them. And now another gank here on Broodmother, who may be overextending again, as it looks like they're going to look for a kill here, although no, not going to find it. Nobody has a gem, so not going to happen. Undying now has picked up a set of plate mail. The question is whether or not he's going for assault or if he's going to try and pick up the Shiva's guard instead. We'll see what he decides to go with in a moment. Well, that said, he has got 2.5k in the bank, which says maybe he could be going for a Shiva's. Now, have they seen these heroes here? In fact, they could quite easily pick off Way Too Sexy, even though he's going to teleport out, should be able to escape. Although a tornado coming through just gets away. That would have been the end of him for sure there. Although he could have actually forced, he could have 4-starred down the cliff. Envy sad that that didn't connect.
Double damage.
Bognev's going to farm his own Ancients there, still looking for that. Well, he's got that Bloodstone, but probably still looking for that magic immunity. We'll definitely appreciate picking up a BKB for sure, but at the very least he has got his Bloodstone up, which makes him a lot tankier indeed. Same, he has to watch out for these Illuminators. The ratings are also still painful. And of course, the ever-present burn damage. As well as knocking off those EMPs as well. And a Batrider has got a BKB finished. Broodmother though, just going to teleport away. See what the gold chart looks like now. The Radiant side's still picking up a big lead. 20,000 gold advantage, 15k experience advantage. If there's a turnaround here, it will definitely be one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Biggest one I've seen so far is a 16k deficit turned around. But that came for some really smart smoke ganks. And in this case, I mean, they got the opportunity to do it in this match. They don't really have to worry about someone messing it up. That said, though, they don't really have the scouting potential, as to say. I mean, the best smoke ganks I've seen have come from when a Beastmaster was on the team. They used the Hawk to scout out ahead of them to make sure nothing goes wrong on the smoke gank. Windrunner, though, finds herself a Hex. Now, Broodmother is going to be harassed. It looks like she's in trouble, getting spot up there by the counter ward, though. Going to try and get away. Pops down the Insatiable Hunger as the Blinding Light also thrown in there. Broodmother are throwing in a nuke as well. They are still trying to run down, but she's just too damn tanky at the moment. And 3.4k in the bank. So Illuminate comes in, going to cause some damage. The teleports go out. The Tombstone also wasted as well. And the Firefly there in the jungle. They are trying to pick off Lone Druid. Lone Druid now getting his Aegis wasted. However, the 3 heroes waiting to catch him on his revival. And a thunderclap already thrown down. Bulldog, no real escape for him.
Go up to me.
And this is not good news here for No Titan. And Bulldog doesn't have a buyback. No, he does not. And this is the room for Dignitas. They can force this Rax here. Although it looks like Light is going to do his best to fend it off with Illuminates. He's going to try and nuke the way in here, although at the same time, Light going to try and counter nuke. And here we go, the counter push on mid at the same time. This is going to try and split up these lanes, get 2 lanes under pressure. And this will try and lower their chances. Although I hear a BKB being popped there. As look, there we go, Barrow to pop his BKB, Blinky, going to try and pick up Aki. There we go, the tornado toss through, catches the Shrek. Splurth coming in, doesn't hit him, doesn't matter, they pick off Aki. And now S4 gets hit by a rock. And it looks like he's likely to fall next. Winter now also throwing a slum for good measure. But there we go, they are going to go with the Ghost Walk. They can see him though. And the whirlwind tossed in, there's the purge as well. They will pick him off. And a buyback there from Dirge, but it's going to be Dirge versus 5 heroes. This is easy 2 racks here for them. Quite easily pick off a pair of Raxes, pick off the mid, then sweep the top. Broodmother's still working her magic there on the top lane. And there we go, the glyph being popped there by the dire side, but Desperate Measure's not going to buy them enough time. Mid rack's going to fall here. There it goes, and now the top rack's likely to get taken out next. You see, meanwhile, Lone Druid and Undying going to try and hold off, fend off the mid, but they're unlikely to hold it off themselves. The Shrek now doing his pulse over to try and buy time. Winter on a back up here, 4-staffing away. Zombies still giving chase to her, but they're going to push in anyway. Boker is still dead at the moment. Looks like they're going to keep fighting. Loaded now, getting drilled down by a power shot. He's in some trouble. There we go, Illuminate coming in. Fogged also following. Soul Rip coming in their second as well. Fogged gets taken out there. Fogged actually, no, still in the mix. They take out Loader though. Snaking still in the mix. GG is called. They're going to lose their top racks. The Illuminate comes through again, and it looks like Dignitas, they force this to a 3rd match. Nicely done from them, as they will take this series to a 3rd match. And it just came down to the fact that Bulldog was not able to handle that Broodmother, and their offensive try did not go. I expected an Exort, a Quas Exort Invoker, just to try and seal the deal in these ganks with the Sunstrike, but what I got was a Quas Wex Invoker, and I'll be honest, they shut down S4 this match. Lots and lots of ganks on him. They really ruined his night. 4, 8, and 5. Really made sure he didn't get out of control like game number 1. So guys, thanks for tuning in. This has been Trumpman Casting. Dignitas versus No Titan at game 2. Stay tuned, we've got game number 3 coming up in a moment. We'll take a short 5-minute break, then we'll be back with game number 3. This will be the deciding match. No Titan, can they keep their hot streak going, or will it get stopped short by Dignitas? We'll see.